Hey everyone, I'm JVL here with my colleague at the Bulwark, Mona Charen, and this morning on CNN, the Washington Post's Catherine Rampell committed a homicide on live morning television. She actually murdered Scott Jennings. Mona, let's listen.
This salute trutherism is outrageous. This is the
so
most.
do it right now on TV.
This is the biggest
so
conspiracy
do it right now on TV.
It's crazy.
If you think it's normal, if you think this is a normal way to greet people, do it right now on TV.
Scott,
why won't you?
I want to.
So, Mona, have you ever seen brutality like that? I mean, not since Buckley and Gore Vidal have I seen someone.
That was real. That was so authentic. I loved it. And by the way, I didn't know Catherine Rampell was Jewish. She mentioned it later, but no idea. But anyway, that was the perfect response where he's like, oh, it was this perfectly anodyne gesture. And she said, really? Do it. I mean, right now on national television, if it's so benign. Oh, that was refreshing. Yeah, these are the moments that make it all worthwhile, JVL.
So, I mean, I have some serious questions for you about this. The first of which is, why does CNN keep rolling this wad bag out in front of its viewers? I mean, I believe, of course, I know the answer to my own question. People listening to this, please don't throw things at you. Don't throw your phone while you're hearing me pretend to be dumb on this. The point of a journalistic enterprise is to serve its audience. And you serve your audience by making their understanding of the world clearer and better. I think that's like a pretty good generic definition for journalism. Would you agree? And to roll a guy like Scott Jennings out, who is not there to make the audience's view and understanding of reality clearer, but instead is there to give CNN cover as a corporation and to make it seem like it's so they can pretend, well, we're doing both sides. Don't get mad at us. We're doing both sides. I just, at that point, you're not actually journalism anymore. Are you?
I have a relationship with CNN that goes back decades. Like back in the day,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No. It's fine. I'm not appearing on their air anymore because about 3 years ago, after they were constantly asking me to come on, I said, I would really like to be paid. I'm happy to come on, but I would like to be paid something for each time I come on. They were like, what? You want to be what? Yeah. So anyway, I haven't heard from them since. But this is all like, this is treating CNN as a news organization is really not, it's half news, half entertainment. And I'll tell you a story. This is a true story. So do you remember when CNN had Crossfire?
Oh, yeah.
It was Pat Buchanan, and for a while it was Tom Braden, and then Mike Kinsley. They rolled through a bunch of people on the left. And one time, they, again, a bid for ratings, they had the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan come on to be their guest.
Sure.
And there he is in his regalia.
Sides.
Yeah, right. Both sides. So there he is sitting in the middle of the table, and Tom Braden, the guy from the left, says, you are reprehensible. I mean, how dare you come on this set wearing that clothing that is so associated with racism, violence, hatred of the other, and you come, how do you have, what made you think you could wear that on a CNN set? The guy looked at him and said, oh, your producer told me to.
So, fatality.
There you go.
Yeah. I guess same as it ever was, right?
That's same as it ever was. I mean, they want this guy on because, it's better for ratings. And if they just had Tom Friedman and Catherine, whatever, it would just
it's all
not
Jerry Springer.
be. Yes.
Right? It's all Jerry Springer. It's all Maury Povich.
Not all. There are good people, and some of the other people on the panel this morning, including Charlotte, are great. But the format itself is inevitably cartoonish and Jerry Springer-ish. And I remember back in 2016, they invited me on for a whole week of shows on the Anderson, what's his name?
Anderson
His first
Cooper.
name. Anderson Cooper, thank you. Anderson Cooper's show. And, it was, they kept saying to me, well, you're a Rubio supporter, right? And they wanted to pigeonhole me. And I said, well, among the candidates, he's probably the one I was, but they didn't want me to say, like, I'm more inclined to him. What? Yeah,
they wanted you to be a surrogate.
Right? Surrogate, exactly.
Yeah.
And I said I wasn't going to do that. But there's no interest. I'll tell you one other story, and this one I cannot say who it was, but people that I was on the set with on an election night. We were doing election coverage, and I was saying what I really thought. I was saying, like this Republican ran a bad campaign, or that Democrat is whatever. I mean, I even though I was more inclined toward the conservatives and toward the Republicans, I wasn't going to say that I thought the Republican was going to win just because I wanted them to.
Right.
And then we're going down in the elevator, and some of my fellow panelists were like, ha, ha, can you imagine if we said what we really thought?
Jeez.
Wow.
So this is why I think at the end of the day, cable news is dead. It's not true. It's not dead yet, but it is terminal, because everything is converging on Fox. The onuses of corporate-owned cable news are pushing all broadcast journalism to essentially be that, where it's all kabuki theater. And where, this is it's all Marshall McLuhan, right? It's the medium is the message. And if the format is a talking head show where we sit around and everybody has a defined role, and we have to bring in this other guy from the other side because we have to, we can't not represent them. Even though we all know that he's utterly dishonest and that he's not actually telling us what he thinks. At the end of the day, people want authenticity. And, say what you will about Donald Trump, but there is a level of authenticity there. Now, it's fake authenticity or it's authentically fake. I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, right? It's different. You look at how Donald Trump talks, or how AOC talks, right? So AOC had this was a thing that happened last week after the Elon Musk thing, and where you have these statements being put out by Democratic senators that look like they're written by lawyers, and that no real human being would ever say. In which, we are all trying hard to look forward, not back, and put the true interests of the American people above, right? And AOC just said, I think she said, look, I'm sorry. I was just raised to believe that you go to your grave fighting Nazis. Which is, same sister. And I think at the end of the day, stuff like this, actually, and what we do at the Bulwark is kind of the future, even in the broadcast space. I just don't think the broadcast space can survive. I don't know if you ever saw it, but Catherine Rampell's, again, amazing destruction of Scott Jennings reminded me of a scene from season 2 of The Good Fight. So The Good Fight was this critically loved but commercially overlooked streaming show. And there is a famous scene in which Delroy Lindo, the great Delroy Lindo, is a character he's a lawyer, and he is brought into one of these cable chat shows, and the conservative host is talking about the reversed racism and how you can't even say the N-word. And this is what Catherine Rampell's moment today made me think of. Jim, hit it.
You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical. You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America. Both of you. Say it.
All right, I think we can move on.
Why? Why move on when you want to say it? Both of you want to say it. Huh? All together, everybody.
So that's the clip, Jim.
Is funny.
And this is basically, I think, and this is why I don't do cable news. Hardly ever. In fact, maybe like I will go years between cable news hits, and it's because if you put me on these things, I would do something. I can't do the kabuki anymore. And also, I think the kabuki is harmful. And,
I do too.
And so I think that, which is what Catherine Rampell did today, is the best way to try to salvage this dying medium. And so we need more of it. And Catherine?
Yeah. Can I just make one other little sub point, which
Please.
is the fact is that there are people who long for authenticity and who long for seriousness. And those people have been migrating toward longer form podcasts and places like the Bulwark. And that is a real thing that's happening in the market. So it's not as if this stupid kabuki thing that the cable news people are doing is the only option. People have choices, and they're voting.
Yeah, need more of it. Catherine, you're my hero. Way to go.
Both of ours.
Anybody else who's going to show up on a cable news hit this week, maybe think to yourself, what would Catherine Rampell do?
100%.
Anyway, hit subscribe, hit like, follow us here where we actually just say stuff and talk like real human beings instead of doing kabuki theater. That's what we do at the Bulwark. See you later. Good luck, America.